So good afternoon, everyone, and such a pleasure to be here and to meet such a big team that comes from a specific industry, right? You go to these conferences and you normally have many from many, but this is very focused, and that will make my discussion today focused and better. And to discuss with you, I have a very wide topic, right? Cloud-based banking infrastructure. How can we have agile financial services with resilience, flexibility, reliability, scalability, and cost efficiency, right? I could talk about this for 3 days, right? But in the interest of the limited time we have here, I'll try and be brief. And let's go to the next slide, right? I want us to talk about, in this world of constant changes, right? How do we define best? And of course, we have come to that conclusion that, we are not in any way going back to where we were before, right? And as things change, they even change faster. So we have challenges in supply chain. So we have challenges in supply chain, for example. We all know what is happening with our fuel prices and food prices and all that, right? We have rising interest rates for financial services. We have conflicts in Europe that is wreaking havoc across the world. In our organizations, we have new stakeholders that we need to attend to. And we have staffing shortages, the global pandemic, that we are in variant X, Y, Z, and we don't know when it will come to an end. And of course, there's the environmental, social, and governance aspect that has become more relevant now as we go forward. So how do we respond to all this, right? And the way to do that is we have emerging business models across financial service industries, right? You have very powerful, young, tech-savvy customers who want everything on their phone, right? We have financial institutions that have to comply to multiple regulations. We have service providers that are always at your door giving you new technology, new capabilities, new tools to be able to enable you do much more. So in a web of all these, organizations need to evolve. And in order to evolve, organization needs to look at where they are now and what tomorrow will look like, right? So if we look at changes that we anticipate, right, we are seeing financial services continuing to experience significant transformations. And these transformations can be grouped into some 6 categories, right? It can be linked to economic changes that FSIs must continue to restructure itself, to adapt, right? The organization that wins the game is the one that adopts. And how do you adopt? You look at the current problems, you look for new solutions. And some of the new solutions sometimes are technology solutions. You have top digital players that are eating into your share of wallets. The fintech organization is going after your customers. Not only that, even the big tech today, Apple, Facebook, everyone has a wallet where you can transact online, right? So for a bank or a banking institution, how do you navigate to that? There are a couple of ways that I'll go to, but you need to continue attracting leading talents who will be able to deliver these visions for you. Of course, you have shareholders that need returns, regardless of the circumstances that you are going through, right? And we have new customer demands with emergence of new services. Buy now, pay later, green finance, everything as a service, cryptocurrency. How do you play in all these challenges or trends, right? FSI must manage risks so that you are able to, 1, comply with the regulations, but not only that, to take care of the assets that you've been entrusted with. And traditional FSIs continue to explore new technologies such as distributed ledgers, metaverse, blockchain, AI, all that, right? So how do we navigate that? And to navigate this, normally in organizations, there are leaders that lead the way. I was just having a small chat with a colleague here where the roles of CFO now is more of a CIO, and the role of a CIO now is more of a CFO, because there has been a seamless interdependency among these roles to the extent that they are more or less fused, right? CIO do not need to only understand technology anymore. He needs to understand business so that they can solve that business challenge, right? CFO do not only look at the books anymore. They need to look at the books and the challenges that are within and how that can be made easy for internal and external customers to be more efficient. So there's business velocity that you need to catch up with, the disruptions in supply, the business shift, the shortage of talent, right? And this topic of shortage of talent I had been discussed here is a bit relative. I know we were all born knowing nothing, and we could all be trained. So how efficient are financial institutions investing in upskilling their resources, in ensuring that the technology team do not only keep the servers up and running, but rather learning the technology of tomorrow so that they can deliver value and business? And of course, we need to take care of our environment. We need to make sure that we have sustainability, right? And the question that comes to one's mind is, yes, how do you go about this, right? Do we have something out there that can do all that for you? And I'm here today to talk about technology, or a technology organization that is designed for change, right? And Oracle applications are designed for change, which means you are able to constantly change it to adapt to the new business environment. And of course, it's built for you. So it has everything that you need. And when I say everything, it's everything, right? By that, I would mean we take care of your front office, we take care of your back office, we take care of your technology, we take care of your transformation, we take care of your support, right? And of course, we deliver to you innovation that matters. And you know, I've just mentioned a couple of emerging technologies that are out there that are coming to you. And if you're asking yourself, how do I get it, right? We've tried to answer that question by getting it for you, building it into our application so that once you get, you don't need actually to worry or to retrain or to re-explore. It comes along and we give you that ability. And of course, we are committed to your success, right? I'll go into a bit of details of this, where everything you need means we give you a complete suite that has application on its platforms and of course, the best technology. For innovation, we look about what are the strategic solutions for every industry? How about the environmental, social, and governance issues? And are we making a global impact? And how are we making that? And to be able to help you succeed, we get you faster value, customer-first mindset, and a connected community, right? So I'll talk about cloud, right? The topic of today is cloud. And when you look at cloud, it's not that thing that you look up there and see, right? It's technology that you do not need to keep with you all the time, right? We are able to offer you solutions that is, for example, software as a service. There used to be a time in history where, you know, you had to buy hardware, install it, make a small cold room, have the servers, have IT guy, and that room nobody enters, right? It's always under lock and key, right? Those times were gone. Today, we just need to utilize technology regardless of where it is hosted, right? And I know you'll talk about the legal requirements, right? I'll come to that and address that. So we have the technology that has everything that you need, complete sort of applications, complete with user experience and next generation infrastructure, right? So this is basically any business, regardless of the industry that you play in, we have you covered. And I'll tell you how, right? And in terms of innovation that really matters, we have transforming global business practices, for example, B2B enterprise commerce systems, HR, finance, procurement, all that integrated, right, with HCM. We have significantly invested in ESG, where you can actually see whether what your actions as an organization is doing is adding to the carbon footprint or not, right? And where are you sourcing, for example, your products from? And where they were they made in a legitimate business? Was there any type of labor? Was there anything that is not compliant, right? And of course, we significantly participate in having global impact, where we gave solutions that were able to provide, for example, the COVID vaccines across the world, right? And with faster value, Oracle has driven a best practice and partner-led agile methodologies to accelerate your value realization, right? And with industry footprint, which is specific to specific industries, because we are able to customize or meet your demands even before you get to that demand, because we are a community of many customers that have similar type of issues or similar type of needs and demands, and we bring all that together, right? And we give you proactive support regardless of where you are. You're able to get support. We also have a dedicated team that actually ensures that you have succeeded. You know, you invest with us or using our applications, then we have a customer success manager assigned to you to ensure that whatever you wanted to achieve, you have achieved, right? And we have moved from that mindset of sell and go, right? We are there, we will, because in, for example, the cloud environment, you do not have a touch and go relationship with your customer, no, because you need them to continuously renew the service with you. It's not like you sell licenses and walk away. So that relationship has brought us significantly closer to our customers, and we manage an integrated community. And you may ask, this cloud I hear about, how can I get it? Or what is it? Or what types of them are out there? Of course, there's the traditional method that you know, where you have the Exadata boxes that are delivered into your data center or into your IT cold room, right? So, and where you host and manage your applications. But the world has moved from there because of inefficiencies that are there and the technology debt that a lot of speakers here have been talking about. So how do you get out of that? You can decide to subscribe as a user to one of our cloud solutions, right? And that can be on public cloud or private cloud. Public cloud is where you have no restriction and you'd be able to go host your data. But I know for a regulated industry like FSI, you have requirements of data residency, for example. For that type, then we can give you a private cloud. And there are a couple of types of private cloud. We can have cloud at customer or dedicated region, right? Cloud at customer means that we basically bring our cloud to your premises under your firewall, and you'd be able to provide just the space and the security, but get the same cloud that someone in private cloud would get, right? And dedicated region means you are a group of companies, for example, or different types of entities, or for example, a government entity, and you want to bring set of organizations together under one cloud and buy them together. That is, so these are deployment models. If I may just ask you, how many of you have ever used cloud? Just by a show of hand. Okay, there are quite a number, but there are quite few that are down. How many of you have Facebook or WhatsApp? Everyone, right? They are all on cloud. So it may sound new, but it isn't, right? If you have a Gmail account, if you have a Facebook account, it's all hosted in cloud, right? And you consume services there. So these are various types of deployment where we deploy these services for you. And what do I mean when I said earlier, it is designed or built for you? It's designed for change. You have a set of applications that work together seamlessly and are being put together as one platform that, you know, delivers you value. What do you get by having that? One is you forget the problem of building interfaces, right, among the many applications. For example, in a bank, I know you have 100 plus applications, and just managing the interfaces between these is a nightmare. So you have faster actions. And you have your boardroom redefined, because you're not talking about the past problems, you'll be talking about future problems. How can I turn on new capabilities? How can I adopt new business models? How can I influence process innovation, right? These are the types of discussion, because you do not worry about the technology anymore. The technology is done for you, right? And we have 1,700 innovations that were released last year onto the Oracle Cloud application, which means every quarter we have a set of innovations that we continue putting out to you. And where do we get this from? We gather from demands from various customers and offer this to you at no cost. It's part of your subscription services, which means if you have a challenge that you didn't have a solution for today, you'll have it next quarter, because it is continuously being updated and modernized. But if you remember, what we used to do traditionally is you have to wait for 5 years to do an upgrade, right? Or a re-implementation, or buy a new one, right? All that goes away completely. Now, we have to be able to achieve global standards. As organizations, you have competitors, and how do you beat your competitors? You beat by taking the competitive advantage by having the modern and the latest technology, right? And that are built on best practice global standards, right? I used to be an implementer when I was a bit younger. And what we used to do was, a customer will tell you, my invoice forms look like this, and there's a comma here, and there's a dot here. Make sure that what I see on my screen is exactly like that, regardless of how many steps that takes, right? We have gone from there. We have said, now, how do you adapt to the best practices so that you are able to scale to growth? So we guarantee you 4 times return for investment compared to other ERP providers. And we pinpoint opportunities to you faster so that you stop hunting for exceptions, but rather get alerted instead. Would you not want to talk to your ERP the way you talk to human beings and ask it questions and get answers for you, right? So that is possible today because the technologies are inbuilt. You are able today to talk to a chatbot, ask it to create a specific transaction for you, and it is able to deliver that, right? And capitalize on every opportunity as you continue to work faster with intelligent suggestions. There's 31% more improvement on reporting and efficiency that was observed by our customers. You have intelligent, automated, and risk control so that you ensure business continuity out of the box, minimize the risk with security focused architecture, and eliminate guessing with embedded. So we have been able to get our customers to achieve 50% reduction in just auditing, and that is significant because instead of you doing audit post facto, you're able to actually do pre-facto. Instead of you, for example, to detect fraud after you do an audit, here the system or the cloud applications are able to tell you in advance when there is an anomaly in a transaction. For example, you are paying supplier X 10,000 every month, and now you put in an invoice for 100. It stops that right there, sends it for approval, and say this is an anomaly, right? So even before it occurs, you're able to capture that and react. So instead of being post facto reactive, you can actually be proactive. And I know you are from finance background, some are from IT. The period close is a huge, huge event where you have to spend days in office, work with everybody and ensure that the books are in order, the balances are reconciled, and everything is effective, right? How about you have artificial intelligence and machine learning do 90% of that so that you only look at exceptions, right? And that makes it faster, and that makes it more valuable. So 50% reduction in quarterly result preparation is the time that you need to outpace the challenges your competitors are giving you, because you have more time to be able to do that, because you have the right technology to be able to deliver that. And we can be able to automate 90+% of all your financial reports, whereby with analytics that are inbuilt, you do not need to basically ask the IT team to give you this report or that report, and they take a day or two to deliver that, right? Here, you're able to actually do all that on your own from a voice interface on your phone or from an analytics that is displayed for you, right? And you can maximize the value of your data. 90% of organizations across the world are busy capturing data just because it is a requirement. But a lot of CEOs and CFOs are making decisions based on their gut and not the insights they get from their systems. So we have 80% less custom report development and 5 times fewer reports. So don't forfeit the competitive advantage. You can be able to have your standard processes that are automated with over 90%. And financial close should not be a crisis within an organization. It should be something that can be done every day. And you can reduce the cost to run your apps by up to 50% because you remove the technology debt. You do not need to buy hardwares anymore if you are on cloud. You don't need to update them. You do not need to continuously work to ensure that everything works together. No, keeping lights on is no longer anyone's problem, right? And just to summarize, what will it look like to be our customer? You are able to build incrementally, you're able to access value that combines, and your technical debt disappears. We are moving organizations from a CapEx model, which is capital intensive, right? Which was the previous model where IT would have to go buy license, buy hardware, install, put them together. But rather now we are moving you to an OpEx model where you subscribe for the services that you need for the number of users that you need, right? And that is something that is predictable, something that you can plan. And that is how you reduce your cost. And of course, with the economic environments we are in today, any dollar saved is worth it. And you're not alone. We have already more than 9,000 customers in the cloud enjoying these competitive advantage and services. And that is how we compare with our competitors, right? So we have the biggest footprint around. And just to end, we have the power behind all these big businesses that you hear in the world. And of course, more than this, we have many that are local, right? So that is where I want to leave it at today and say, you have 40%, we have been featured 47 times by analysts as leaders in the last 18 months, right? That's a statement of leadership. This is independent institutions that are saying Oracle is the best. They are able to deliver the best. And for some of you, you have always known Oracle as the database company, right? No, Oracle today is a cloud company that is able to offer you everything on the cloud. So that is what I wanted to share. I'll leave this part of what other customers have said because of time, but it's going to be an interesting discussion. I want us to engage further, talk about what we could do and how we could get you these technology solutions in the cloud. And the reality is, cloud is not a phenomenon unknown to financial service industry. Cloud is part and parcel of FSI. In fact, going forward, it will be a major component or contributor because we have regulators who are regulating you in cloud already using some of our cloud products. And the question to you is, why not you, right? Previously, a few years ago, regulation was an issue. We are not allowed to do this or that, but that is no longer an issue. So the point I'm trying to make is have a discussion, evaluate these new tools and technologies, right? There were times in history where we used to use our hands to till our farms, right? Mechanization came, and we were able to farm 10 times or 20 times more than that, right? Similarly, technology, there were times when on-prem applications were sufficient, right? There were times when writing on a ledger book was sufficient. It is no longer today. Today, you need to ask yourself, if you hear about metaverse, where are you playing in this metaverse, right? If you're talking about blockchain, AI, and machine learning, where are you in that? And the answer to your question is, find a partner who has all this together, right? Who can guide you and help you through so that you focus on your core business of getting customers to come and invest with you and leave technology to people who have only invested in technology going forward. So let me leave it here, and I know I have taken a few more minutes. I apologize for that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Do we have the photos? The photos. Let's wait for the photos too.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.